One system that is very near and dear to our hearts is the refrigerator. I will explain the concepts and cycles that this product has gone through to exist today. Overall, the refrigerator has been a successful system, by allowing the preservation of food, and continuing to help save resources. Since a refrigerator is a product, and it has no living connections in the system, it is classified as a physical, non-living, man-made system. The refrigerator's internal feedback consists of the internal cooling system, and the mechanical operations, which work with the subsystems to create the external feedback. The external feedback from this system is primarily focused on the fact that it keeps food and drinks cold, along with the interaction of its energy usage to the community. Some of the inputs that contribute to these feedbacks would be the light fixture and power that is generating the refrigerator. The output would then be the cold food and drinks. The systemogram of a refrigerator shows how the lateral systems and subsystems come together to produce cold food and drinks. The breakdown of a refrigerator consists of the mechanical parts, cooling system, and accessories. These all attribute to the final product, along with the elements within them. The system of a refrigerator is open and the structure is white box. Since we have the ability to know everything about the product, it is seen as transparent. The system takes inputs from the environment, such as the light control and electrical cord, which transforms into processes, such as providing light and power, which eventually leads to the final output to the environment, cold food and drinks. Even though this transparent white box structure is apparent to the inventors and producers of the refrigerator, to the public eye it is seen as a gray box structure, since most do not know the process that takes place within the refrigerator system. The spatial arrangement of the refrigerator goes from the meta-system, which is the kitchen, to the smallest of elements, such as the compressor. All of the subsystems and elements come together to create the overall system. If one of these aspects failed, the whole system would fail too. Refrigerating innovations have been in existence for almost as long as humans have been on this planet. It first started with simple tactics such as using salt to preserve meat as much as possible. Then came the use of ice sheets in cellars to keep the food cool. After this, chemicals were added to cellars to stop food from rotting and getting contaminated. Once electricity came into the world, refrigerators took a turn for the better. The electric refrigerator was invented, and not long after the greener refrigerator was being used. The first step in the life cycle of refrigerator is the need for food to stay cold and fresh. Once the need is established, then the idea must be completed to come up with their product that will do just that. Next is to design the object that will be able to have all these aspects for a cooling system. After the development is done, it is time to produce it. Once all of the final touches are made, it is ready to send to the commercial world for the public to purchase. After there are noticeable issues, the product will be sent to the operate stage, where it will go through a set of improvements before the system is eventually retired and no longer needed. The risks that are associated with the system's life cycle are primarily programmatic and cost-based. This has to do with the technology that is available at the time of invention, and how much it will cost to create a refrigerator and distribute them. The stakeholders that first came up with the idea were most likely regular people, who were fed up with food that would rot too fast, and become a waste. The next people who were involved in the process were primarily developers, the creators, manufacturers, distributors, operators, and consumers. Once the consumers start to see that there is no function of the old refrigerator, the product will retire and a new product will come up in its place. Some of the first innovations of the refrigerator were made up of the mini refrigerator, coolers, freezer, and the cold water dispenser. And as technology grew, so did their evolution of the refrigerator that is known today. Scientists are now trying to come up with substitutes to the refrigerator, such as the bio-refrigerator, which would no longer need electricity to operate. Food spray may also be an invention in the future to allow for us to move to the final innovation, getting rid of the refrigerator altogether. Thank you for watching my video on the system of a refrigerator. Here are my references that I used throughout my research.